a girl a-running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod at large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod. She's my hot rod.
AM 1420 WIMS, Talk of the South Shore. Hey, it's WIMS. Good morning. Who's this?
This is George, your car guy.
Hi, George the Carguy. How are
What's
you,
happening?
buddy? Is it a good day to be alive or what?
Oh, it's great. It's actually nice out. It's not ready to drop here in Lansing. It's a little dark and cloudy, but it's nice.
Well, listen, I will tell you, it was raining this morning. It was misty throughout Northwest Indiana when I jumped off the tri-state. 294 into 8094, and then it stopped, and then it started, and now it's just gloomy, and I'm looking outside, and I shouldn't say this because I don't want any hunters coming on my property because I will kick your butt. There are probably 30 turkeys on my property right now. 30.
Oh, my God.
At least.
Oh, my God. You ever have wild turkey? It's good.
No, well, I've had wild turkey. Well, yeah, exactly.
Hey, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah?
I want to interview you for a minute.
Uh-oh.
How was the dodgeball?
Dude, it was so awesome. Everybody had such a great time. Nick Cohn, how are you today, buddy?
Doing good. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, good day, Nick.
Hey.
Hey, Big George, what's happening?
What's happening? I'm asking Rick where all the bruises are from Saturday.
Well,
He's
listen.
got to be a mess.
I will tell you this. Ric Federighi was like master of ceremonies with Dave Sisk, Tony, and the crew. So I was on the mic. I was spinning the tunes. I was up on the stage, and it was awesome. I mean, we had some great teams. Overall, everybody had a good time. Families, were bonding, and the young kids had fun, and we raised money. So that's all that counts.
Well,
you know?
that was the main thing, was to raise the money. But I figured you might take a pounding in dodgeball. I mean, you're getting just a little old for that, aren't you?
Well, it's a different kind of dodgeball. I am getting a little old, but I will challenge any of these young pups. Like, I'll take on Nick Cohn anytime. I mean, I will.
Oh, Nick, the gauntlet is down.
Dude, you want to play dodgeball? Remember, I used to be lanky, skinny, and able to run in and out of people when I would play basketball for Catholic school. So don't
Yes,
you even
but many
push it.
moons have passed since that.
Oh, thanks, George. I'm going to come over there and kick your butt in Lansing. Tough guy.
Well, you could probably beat me in dodgeball, but you ain't coming nowhere near Nick Cohn.
Well, you know what? Nick and whose army? Because, I'll take them all on. Come on, Nick. Go ahead. Pick up the 5 balls and whip them at my head.
I got a loyal dodgeball army you don't even know about.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
You got to be careful. He won't you hit you in the shoulder so many times it'll look like jerky, and he'll take a bite out of it.
Well, I will tell you, you know what it is?
You know how he likes jerky of different kinds.
Yeah, crazy boy over here eats
Human
kangaroo.
jerky.
Hey, Nick, have you eaten any weird jerky lately? I know it was kangaroo last time. Anything weird or what?
No, but I'm going to take some camping with me, I'll tell you that.
George, did you hear what Nick's doing this weekend? He's going with 30 of his closest friends plus, and they're going to go party in Peoria, Illinois at a concert. How long have you been doing this, Nick? Like 8 years, you said, or something like that?
Yeah, this is my 8th year. 8th or 9th.
And Nick, you probably never been to Big Al's, huh? In Peoria?
No.
I've been through Peoria once, but it was like the middle of the night. I got lost going to summer camp, so I didn't actually stop. I just kind of looped around.
Oh, well, while you're there this weekend, tell your buddies you want to go to Big Al's.
What are you getting me into here, Big George?
George,
I'm getting you into trouble, Nick.
George, this is a family show. This is a family show. Please don't go to Big Al's because you're not going to pick up the phone and call Federighi to get you out of jail.
It's a dance club for Nick. It's a dance club for Nick.
Stop.
You'll find some off-the-wall jerky in Peoria.
Oh, I'm
let me
sure
tell
you will. Enough. Speaking of great shows, Big George the Car Guy, 928 Car Guys, WIMS, WHFB, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. Big George, what do we have coming up this holiday weekend, my friend?
Oh, we tore it up last week, and this week is not going to be any different. There's so much going on now with the Dieselgate. They're starting to put people in jail, Rick. People from lying about their diesels and stuff, they're going to jail.
Wow.
What kind of jail sentence are they looking at?
Volkswagen, they're checking into FCA Chrysler. I mean, some of these guys are under indictment already. Oh, geez. It gets better and better.
I mean, they're going to be there for years and years and years, or is this like a slap on the wrist and probation, or are they going to be like?
I don't know if
actually
it's going to
sitting
be
in
like a
jail?
short sentence. I don't know if it'll be a slap on the wrist. The fines are in the millions and billions of dollars already.
Wow.
So I'm sure they're serious about this. And you know what it is? To make this thing, they had to cheat. They made what they call a defeat device, and they put it on the computer, and they cheated our emissions test, okay? That's okay. A lot of people, I mean, it turns out there's a whole bunch of them that did it. But what the deal is, because they can't make diesels that aren't stinky. But then they lied about it. The cover-up is what they're being indicted for. They're not being indicted for the actual act of making stinky cars. They're being indicted because they lied about it.
So what's the result? Let's say they would have said these cars are going to smell. These cars are going to. They wouldn't have been able to make them. They wouldn't have been able to sell them because they wouldn't have passed regulation. Is that right?
Well, they would have had to stop making them immediately. Okay, and after they told them to stop making them, they would have fined them half to death. You know, they already fined Volkswagen. I mean, $200 billion or something, and they were going after Mercedes and Chrysler and. Whew.
Now, do they even have that much money, or is that just like you owe us a lot of money and we're going to start there? I mean, is there any way they could ever pay that $200 billion with a B?
Yeah, well, you know what it is? They got it. That's the problem. They got it because they could sell these stinky diesels cheap. You know what I mean? They made them cheap because they couldn't make them pass emissions, so they made them and sold them. That's what they did.
Holy camole!
Oh yeah, they made a ton of money on this diesel, man.
I can't forget about this because actually I'm glad I remembered this now. I got a message in this morning, and someone was actually asking me next time Big George is going to be talking to us in the morning. They're weekend workers, so they're not able to catch the show on Saturday, but they listen in when you're with me during the week and that. They have, the screen on your car, you hit set and it gives you information next to oil change, miles per gallon, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So they have on their car, the way it was described to me, it says, like purity of the oil, or basically gives you a percentage of what your oil's at. And it says at 25%, you should change your oil. It doesn't say after X amount of miles, or it doesn't say, it just says you're down to 40%, 30%, 25% purity. It's not the amount of oil in the car, but the, how good the oil still is, how much wear and tears on it. Have you heard of that? Are you familiar with
absolutely. That's a service gimmick, my friend. That whole thing is based on, when that light comes on and says change oil, it's based on time and mileage in the computer. It has nothing to do with, they don't test your oil while you're driving. Same way with the purity. It's all calculated by a computer, and it says you have so much percentage of your oil, this and that. It's all done to get you in for service.
So when
you take yourself, Ric has got to get an oil change once a week usually because of the miles he drives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now his light would be on every day if that was the case. But see, it doesn't do that. If it doesn't test the oil, actually. It goes by time and mileage. And that's just it reminds you to get in and get it serviced. People that are good about their service and go by the little sticker that, like we put in the windshield, 3,000 miles from now, 3 months, then their light is going to come on and off at different times because it's all set for different times in the computer, but it has nothing to do with what's wrong with the oil.
Okay.
So what percentage do you change the oil? They said they're at like 30%.
That's just a calculation. How long has it been since they had? We go by miles. How many miles you put on it? I always recommend 3,000 miles.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Hal from Kiwana, if you're out there listening, I got the message. There's your answer for you.
Yeah. There you go.
Beautiful.
And I was going to say, and I always do mine about every 3,000 to 4,000. I know some of the newer cars, and I know George touched on this, like our 5,000, but my truck is my lifeline, and I can't screw that up. So
well, exactly, Ric. It's the cheapest thing you can do to keep it in shape is an oil change, for God's sakes. What's the difference? It's only a few bucks, and you need your car.
I'll tell you,
use it. Of all people I know, you use it more than anybody I know.
Well, a lot of us live in our trucks, our cars and stuff. A lot of us that travel, like nonstop. The other thing I wanted to ask you is, you're sitting in traffic up along the 25, 30-mile stretch of 80, 94, 94 between Lake Porter, LaPorte County. You're on the toll road. You're on I-65. You're on, the South Expressways. You're sitting there, and your car is idling, and you watch your radiator gauge go up. At what point should you be afraid? Because sometimes, a lot of us, I'm always afraid that hose is going to blow, or if it gets too hot. So what should it be, George? Should it be under halfway, like halfway meaning the needle on that going up halfway, like 50% of the way, or what? Is there a way?
Don't have a fan anymore that runs on the radiator on most vehicles. They're all electronic.
Mm-hmm.
and they turn on at a certain temperature. Most of them don't turn on until 228 degrees.
Wow.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. If the fan quits working, boom, it'll shoot up past that. You'll know your average. If you watch your gauge enough, you'll know what's normal for your car. And then, but if it gets any higher than that, then yes, you have a problem. But people got to watch this time of year really bad. This is the first part of spring where it's starting to warm up during the day. If you live in an area that's full of cottonwood trees, those little fuzzy cottonwood things,
Sure.
They get in the radiator and they actually form like a blockage for air going through.
Oh, wow.
And it'll make the car run hot. You've got to keep that clean, just like on your air conditioner at home. You know how you rinse it out with the hose?
Yeah.
You got to do that to your car.
You just hit the front radiator where the grill's at and that with an air hose or something, and kind of you got to blow inwards or outwards.
I wouldn't use an air hose if I were you, unless you know how much pressure's on it. We use an air hose here, but we have a dial gun that I can set the pressure so I don't go blowing anything apart, Nick. You don't want to make a mess.
Now, do you want to blow out, so from inside the engine outwards, then, so you're not blowing it in
That's fine.
towards
If
the
you
engine?
can get in there with a blow gun of air, sure. It's got to be regulated though. Don't go crazy.
Wow, I didn't even think about that, but I would just say there's a lot of us that would probably just shoot it directly at it, and maybe that.
Look where the radio station is, Rick.
Right.
You're surrounded by cottonwoods there.
You're absolutely right, and it's funny
That's
you
got to
say
look
that.
like a snowstorm in the fall.
Well, it's weird because we have to have, even the guys that do our lawn, we have to have our stuff blown out. In fact, the guys that maintain our heater and our, stuff here, and we get our tune-ups like every 6 months, are constantly helping me with that. And we're always changing the filters, and that's how it keeps this place looking good, even being the old little radio ranch that it is,
Oh, it looks great. Are you kidding? It's cool as heck.
Well,
I
you
enjoy
are.
that place.
You are cool. I want to throw this
Getting there
out
right
there.
now has got to be a statement. How is the traffic when you go in the morning?
Dude, it is
I heard
crazy.
it's terrible.
It is wicked. I am going to tell you, in all the years I did traffic in Chicago and did stuff, I sat in stuff day after day after day. It has been so hellacious. Children, that's the word of the day, hellacious. It has been so wicked that there are times that I jump on, and whether I'm going back towards Chicago, going to, an appointment in LaPorte, Porter, Lake County, whatever, the one day I sat, you're going to freak when I tell you this number. I sat for almost 4 hours just to get from Michigan City, and I had to go through Chicago and then obviously out that way. But I am telling you, they've got so much construction between Michigan, between WHFB, let's say from St. Joe all the way into New Buffalo, over the Michigan-Indiana state line, from that point all the way to the Illinois-Indiana state line, tie into that I-65, the toll road, the Skyway, and everything else that's going on with side projects up along, let's say 49, US 30, even 421, 20. Every artery is flipping ripped apart.
And they haven't even started with the big push.
You're right.
They're having that big thing downstate where they're putting all that money into the roads. They haven't even started that yet. This is stuff that was already planned.
Yep.
Oh,
Or
my
in for a
God, you got a
treat.
mess on your hands out there. They're doing all the bridges again. I can't imagine. 4 hours, Nick, I would slip my wrists. 4 hours in the car, I would probably slip my wrists.
Now you got to
I
have a
don't know
good
what else I would
playlist.
do.
Excuse me, no playlists. We say prayers and we conduct business, okay?
I understand. That's good for you. I know you conduct business. You call me, and I call you.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
What do you
4
call
hours in the car?
What do you
Oh.
call me when, it's funny because they've now got this express lane off of 80 94 that only a few people use. So it's just started like a week or so ago. So yesterday, the traffic was backed up. I am not kidding you. I kept, listening to Alex and I was watching our stuff. So I jumped on 80, 94, 94 where, I jumped into the delay about 10 miles into the delay. I jump in and I get into this express lane, what I call the express lane, and I watch the traffic stand still all the way down to Kennedy Avenue, and that's where it lets out. And then, but you know what they've done between Indiana and Illinois and Michigan? They don't talk to each other. You literally will sit in traffic. I'm telling you, I feel sorry for the people this holiday weekend, even though they'll lift a lot of the road work, they're going to be sitting because they still have the barricades up. They're not going to take it out because they're working on the roads. You know what I'm saying?
Going up to the cabin in Michigan is going to be a real trip.
Look at someone just said, Big George Nick and Rick, just one more reason to ride the train. No stress. Hey, ride this, okay? Not all of us can ride the frickin' train, okay, man? Like, I love the South Shore, and I love Metra, and I love CTA, and I love Pace, and I love the bus systems, but there's no direct link. And plus, I'm up at 1:40 in the morning. Today, I got on the road I was doing work at my house. I got on the road about 2:20, and I sat in 2 different sets of construction. I literally was just like, keep doing the rosary, and I'm talking to Mike, and I'm talking to other people like my brothers and Nick Cohn, who's got the crazy hours too. But I got to tell you, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It keeps us young. More people in 2017 drive 40 to 65 miles per day. That's an average. I mean, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I did read that article where we're driving more than we ever have before.
Yeah.
And who's afraid of the price of gas, right? Nobody
Right.
is.
Right. All right, Big George. Well, you don't go changing, and thanks for being you, Big George.
You guys are the best, you know that.
Hey, come here.
I was floundering in a sea until you guys found me. Now I'm a found man.
I'm just gonna let you know. Big hug and kiss for you. All right. Goodbye.
Nick, keep an eye on him, will you? I think he got hit with one too many dodgeballs.
Yeah.
I can't make any promises.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. AM 1420 WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company, streaming live at WIMSradio.com.